Okay, guys, now this is the second lesson of chapter 11, reflection. It's also a short lesson, and the thing we have to understand about the reflection it's that it's another transformation, and in this case we use a line like a mirror to reflect a figure. That mirror line is called a line of reflection. So I guess that the best way for me to explain again is by using GeoGebra and show you how it works. So again, I'm going to draw this time triangle somewhere in here. I'm not going to pick like um, the exact coordinates. I'm going to draw a line. So this line ED is my line of reflection. Okay, so if I choose reflecting about a line in here, I'm going to choose to reflect this figure about or around this line, and that's what you see. As you can see, this is a kind of mirroring effect we do whenever we want to translate. So I'm going to now solve a couple of exercises dealing with reflection in this case. The usual reflection lines we have are going to be the y-axis, the x-axis, or some vertical or horizontal line. It's also possible to reflect about a slant line, but we are not going to deal with that in this chapter and this occasion, okay? So this first exercise is asking us to graph the triangle CDE and its image after a reflection in the given line. So we are going to draw this triangle CDE and we are going to reflect it about the y-axis. Of course, I want you to refer to the book because there are important concepts that I am not going to show here, but they are necessary for you to help you solve the exercises in an easier way. Okay, so I'm going to draw this triangle CDE, and just take a look at that. After that, we're going to perform the reflection. Okay, so 2 minus 1 right here, and the last one is a 0, -5, 0, -5, and let's see if it is correct. 2, -1, and 3, 4. Okay, it's going to be a very interesting triangle we have here, and what we have to do this time is we need to reflect this triangle around the y-axis. Okay, so we got it here, and you might see this is our line of reflection. If there is a point at the line of reflection, for example this point C, the reflection or the image of C prime is going to be the same point. So I'm not going to do anything about this point because it's right on the line of reflection or the mirror. Contrary to the case of B, because if you notice, I'm going to kind of show you some sort of vertical way of showing you here this line that is going to intersect perpendicularly the y-axis, and it's probably going to be, not probably, and for sure it's going to be right here, B prime. And A prime, can you see that it's 3 spaces or units to the right? So it's going to be 3 units to the left. So let's do this reflection. Reflecting about a line, I'm going to choose this line and this figure and then reflect it about this line, and this is where you can see the reflection. Okay, so the only thing we have to do is, and that's what you will see on the quiz, is you will have to report the new coordinates or the coordinates of the image, as you might see. So we are now at -3, 4, at -2, -1, and at the same coordinates here, 0, -5. So I'm just going to report them here. So C prime is this, -3, 4. Now D prime is located at -2, -1, and E is located at the same place where it was initially. I want you to notice something. Reflecting about the y-axis, can you see that the y value did not change and the x value is its opposite? Well, again, I tell you, refer to the book because there are some quick ways of knowing what happens every time you perform those reflections. we're going to graph the polygon. We have it here, and we're going to graph its image after the reflection. This time I'm just going to do that reflection so you see what happens, but you will figure out where those images will be after reflecting about the x-axis, which in this case is going to be here. You take a look at M, so the pre-image is right here, so the image is going to be somewhere over here, down here. And as you can see, it's going to stay in its place. K is going to be 4 units below this time, and L is going to be 6 units below, right? So let's graph it pretty quickly here so you see what happens. So you start doing the exercise of doing that mental picture, which is important for you to figure things out every time you need to do this kind of things, okay? So let me pretty quickly do it. Okay, it's one is here. Probably I'm going to do it, I'm going to do this pretty quickly, and we'll see what happens after you do this translation, okay? All right. Right here. Now we're going to connect. We're going to draw this very weird polygon. We're not used to this type of polygons, right? Okay, so now we're going to do this reflection about the line, which in this case is the x-axis. So I first choose this, and then I do this, and here's the reflection. This is where you should see the reflection of this polygon, and look at the new points, and you can easily find the coordinates. That's what you will have to report, okay? So in this case, for example, L prime is going to be located at -3, -6, and now M prime is going to be located at 4, -2. Then we have N, which is going to be located in the same place it is, 1, 0, right? And finally, K is going to be located at the point -1. X value never changes in this case, or in this case, because we're reflecting about the x-axis, and the y value is located at -4, okay? So now we're going to do our last exercise, graph the image after the glide reflection. A glide reflection is some kind of composition of two different ones. Look at this, number 7. We're going to take this triangle, and we're going to translate it 2 units to the right and 3 units down, and right after we do that, that image is going to be reflected about the line x equals -2, okay? So let's begin working this out in GeoGebra. If you want to use GeoGebra, that will be great, but you can also, kind of figure it out as you follow the guidelines and the rules of all this, okay? So we have 2, 3, -2, 1. It's right here, -2, 1, and we have -1, 5, all right? So this is our triangle, and we need to do a glide reflection, right? So here we are. So the glide reflection starts with this translation, 2 units to the right and 3 units down. So I'm going to translate it. This to right and 3 units down. So now it's going to be here. This is the first part of our glide reflection, right? 2 to the right, 3 down, and then reflecting it about the line x equals -2. So first I need to draw that line. Actually, you don't have to use GeoGebra if you don't want, okay? I'm using it because it helps me explain this thing much better, okay? This is the line x equals -2. Oh, sorry, my bad. This is y equals -2, right? So I will just need to delete it, and y equals 2, sorry, it's right here. This is y equals, and again, it's y equals -2, just to confirm. Yes, y equals -2. So I'm not going to edit this, because actually anytime I make mistakes, I know that you'll also learn a lot. So that's totally fine. So we're going to draw, now we're going to draw x equals -2. It's a vertical line located at -2. And we need to reflect this. Remember, we did this translation, and then this translated figure is going to be reflected about this line, and now you will see where it ends up being, okay? So if you want to report, you have to report the final coordinates of A, B, and C, which are now A double prime, B double prime, C double prime. As you can see, A is now located at -8, 0. B is now located at -4, -2. And C double prime is located at -5, 2. Okay, and here you can see those values in here, and this is what you have to report after you do the transformations. This is how the quizzes are going to be. So hope you do well with those, and if you have any questions, you know that you can send me an email. Okay, bye guys.